I'm losing control of my casters here, ladies and gents. I'm very sorry, but these are the teams that aren't here. You can see right here, 5th through 8th, the teams that didn't quite make it to the top points on the line for the victor at the very end of this, and, of course, tasty $2,000-roos, as I love to say. Alliance, Fake Cows, 5 Fears, and Cows. This is their first time breaking into the top 4. Huge, huge jumps forward for them. Or what do cows do? They kind of galump. They don't really trot. Say, Ardy, Dianic, take us into it.
Dianic, I'm so excited because Alliance, look at that. They got the jerseys on. They are ready to go.
Ready to go again. Fangwise City, an interesting map. Not gonna lie, for a cash out in the final stage. Nothing that we would be typically seeing here in EMEA, but hey, even so better for teams like Fake House again. It is untypical. That's why a lot of teams may still struggle on the competitive side to play on it. So many things that could be said about, but the first engagement that we're going to have is going to be Alliance against Tycho. They'll be spawned in for Vault 2. On the other side, it's going to be Fake House and 5 Fizz, and the first few damages is already being done. Look at this!
Wow.
Apologies! 5 Fizz taking out 2 of the flyers of Fake House. Well, from the side of Alliance, they're doing a little bit of damage towards Tycho, not quite yet enough to find a kill, while Fake House have been wiped on the other side. This fight, again, being very slow.
Yeah, Takeo here, they wrapped around Alliance, and that allowed them to find an early pick out of Palma, but OG being traded out is a massive deficit. Takeo trying to get that res is not going to work out, and as Pika gets picked, that's Alliance standing strong up towards the top here, being able to mitigate that. Wow, it really did start in Takeo's favor, but Alliance pulled it back, baited Takeo into trying to push, and they played together. Takeo playing completely split. But what is that spawn for Fake Cows? They're already on top of Alliance. This is not how Alliance expected this to play out. It's already just down to Palma.
Oh, one more man standing all alone. He does have the mesh, but let's be honest, he cannot really withstand that damage. That was an absolute brutal of a spawn. Let's be honest about this. If this would have been anything else, then of course the story might be different, but Fake House will steal it away from, as for right now, Alliance, and Fake House and 5 Days will keep theirs on the other side. So the two teams are yet again on top, but really interested to see what Alliance are going to do here to bring this one back in their favor. And let's not hope that Tycho's already fighting against 5 Days, the top 2 teams, and again, we've seen him today multiple times.
Wow, I'm looking at 5 Fears up towards the top here, and they just have such a good position. Again, Nagos with that winch, allowing him to be able to put that cash out anywhere that he wants. In this KS23 world, it is hard for the KS teams to be able to do much or other than just goo it off. But this goo seems to have worked out well for OG as Takeo gets the steal up against 5 Fears. Now will put Takeo in a fantastic spot, but OG, those KS23 shots went straight into the floor. Now it's just up to OG and Telco, and both of them are 1 HP. Somehow, 5 Fears has recovered off the back of an amazing SA-12-16 play, but just a couple of whiffs of the KS-23 shows that that weapon does still have its weak points. 5 Fears recover with just enough time to get the steal, Dianic.
Close enough to get the steal. Is going to be pulled through as well. Nobody can really deny that one. On the other side, we also see a little bit of a steal going on. Hold on here. Second Alliance. They're there to get their steal. They got the wipe as well. My bad. Everything back to the originals. Alliance and 5 Phase now standing out all the way on the top. Very, very quick execute. I was looking and watching the kill feed, also watching Fake House to see what's going on there. But it was just such a slap of... I forgot how to say it. You know when you snip of the finger. That's how quickly Fake House were removed. My god, English is a difficult language.
It is a very difficult language. How about we swap to several different languages at the same time? No? Production is telling me to not do that. Okay, well, it looks like Alliance is going to be fighting over the box that 5 Fears tapped as Takeo comes in to also challenge this. I don't know where 5 Fears went. But I do know that OG's health bar went down, and then it just went right back up because Pika H+ infused it. And then Alliance currently has to fight past where Takeo is holding in order to get the plug out of the office building. And it looks like Pika, he is getting aura farmed off of his height. At the moment, OG, he's taking a few shots, and all of them will land. And that is in stark contrast to what happened up against 5 years earlier. But we see Takeo has not yet found the space to really push in and aggress this fight up against Palma and Nagiri, which does give Palma and Nagiri a little bit of chance to maybe get Cyborg back up. There it is. Cyborg is back up the top. Takeo does manage to run away with the vault here. And that is going to be a good amount of height that they use to take out Palma. Dianic, this fight has gone very well for Takeo.
Going really well as well right now, and we can also see 5-Face plug their second cash shot already. And on the other side is going to be Tycho, but Alliance, they're shifting their attention here a little bit. Of course, they're waiting for Palma to spawn back into the game, but they're now moving towards a 5-Fees and leaving Tycho by themselves. This could create a bit of a third-party scenario because there's already a fight going on between Fake Owls and 5-Fees. If Alliance time this one perfectly, they could get both teams out of the game, swap it, and then be in full control of this cash out.
I think they will. I mean, we know that Alliance is more than capable of doing just that. 5 Fears, they're already going to start off by using that SA-12-16, take out Kodaf. Now, Glitchcap, the second to fall. Luyancho out as Nagos gets a triple! 5 Fears locked in, but now it's Alliance's turn to get involved. As we talked about, that third party was inevitable, and now it is Alliance versus the final member of 5 Fears, Carnifex. He has to back away. He knows that if he wipes, it's going to be way too long for the team. So this will be Alliance's point. The question is, does 5 Fears choose to engage early? Wait a second, Cardi, he is still able to hold this out for just a brief moment. He gateways out of it, but Alliance, they're holding steadfast. Somehow Cardi gets a second stall. Now Nagos is back at the Witch to stall. It's still 5 Fears' box, and Nagos, he goes down, but Treason gets a pick on the sideboard. It's a 2v2. Nagiri last up, but he is still not going to be able to do much else other than just try to buy a little bit of time. Fake Cows are on their way back as well, which means that 5 Fears is more than happy with all 3 players up, waiting for the rest of this chaos to subside. But with those Pyro Mines buying more than enough space on that point, 5 Fears knows that they've got this one in the bag.
Oh, it's gonna have to be a quick one because look at this. Fake Cows and also Alliance still trying to chip a little bit of damage on this cash out. One more steal now going on. 5 Fears, of course, they had to save the day once more for themselves, but there's so little time left. Fake Cows, unfortunately, unable to come on top in that moment of chaos. Luckily for them, the vaults aren't all too far. A quick rotation is easy, but also that Charlotte is still chased down. Look at him. He can't escape. Nagos will be fine in the midst of the chaos. And if we look at the leaderboard here for a second, we have 2 teams on 70k, 1 team on 33 and 1 on 4. Fake Outs, we could pretty much say that they're a bit out of the competition here, but as long as Alliance and Tycho plug this one of the 2 boxes and get themselves under that control, we could still be seeing a huge fight for the second and even first place if 5 Fears do not get this plug.
It's true, and if 5 Fears comes into control of one of those as well, that's the only win con that Fake Cows has if this doesn't get doubled. We'll see as Alliance runs Vault 5, likely over towards the Cash Out A. There it is, and now we have Vault 6 moving ever closer towards Cash Out B. Takeo, they are going to be able to hold this plug. Fake Cows, though, unfortunately, can do nothing to stop it. Our final remaining medium in the game. Well, unfortunately, we'll only have one way to get through this, and that is letting 5 Fears win 1 box and then getting the other. 5 Fears, they've chosen to come and third party this, and Dianic, we know that they can third party quite well. And now seems to be a slow burn as neither of these teams wants to go first.
None of them really want to be the first ones to really deal the damage or even initiate a fight. Both of them know what is at stakes. Luckily for them, or luckily at least for the whole board, both of these 2 cash has been plugged kind of simultaneously, meaning a big stall in between is very unlikely. But of course, the longer it takes for them to continue this, the longer it takes for them to start this, the more difficult it's going to be. The steal nearly being successful. Hold on there for a second. He did get off it at the very bitter end because there was some damage coming in. But look at this. Fake Cows, they get 2 kills, but so does Tycho. Glitch Cap and Atal with the last 2 men standing. And look at 5 Fizz. They're not all too far away, but they're not moving, trying to come in here. Unfortunately, we're just a tiny bit too far to really be the ones in favor since both of the teams have already reset. They're coming in perfectly at time. Great winch right there, finding one isolated player from the side of Tycho. Gets that kill onto him, but still so much still needs to happen. There is a swap happening as well. Fake Cows in the midst of the chaos. This is going all the way down.
Yeah, wait, Fake Cows can hold it. I mean, this somehow is still in Tycho's hands. This was 5 years trying to play into the timing, but now it's getting away from 5 years because they need a steal. If it is still going to be inside of Tycho and Alliance, 5 years doesn't even qual. They've decided to third-party this so that they can get the timing, but the timing has to come to fruition. Fake Cows is stealing, but even if they steal, that's the win con for 5 years. Fake Cows stole it. It allows 5 years to qualify. What a 3D chess play for 5 years as they are able to play completely off of the point because it wasn't them that needed to steal. It was Fake Cows all along, and 5 years found the ability to do that by just allowing the third party to happen. Tycho could do nothing other than watch, and we will have Alliance and 5 years in the final round vying for that spot. But oh my goodness, Jerry, 5 years out here playing 5D chess.
That was phenomenal. From start to finish, from the 2 teams that managed to get through, 5 Fears and Alliance. Alliance just consistent throughout. 5 Fears, though, this box here, with Carnifex essentially putting off a 1v3 stall to keep his team alive. And then at the very end, like you say, not even needing the box at the end, but allowing Fake Cows to steal, to manipulate the standings in their favor. Absolutely brilliant from 5 Fears. They controlled the game even if they didn't have that final box from start to finish. And it's Alliance who go through with them, making it into the top 2 for the first time ever in these online series. So many times they've reached the top 4, never broken in. It was their time to shine. As I'll take a little credit. I predicted them. I predicted they might make it. Fake Cows falling short is...
The second they saw that opportunity, they took it and they got themselves for the 3rd time in a row to the final top 2 teams.